Hey everyone, this is Lulu, Queen of Hustles, and we are continuing on with our challenge. Okay. Um, got a couple of things I want to talk about today, but I'm going to just go with this, and then we'll talk about some other things that'll be coming up this week um, that, that on my mind to kind of share and talk about. We're gonna talk about because we talk about on this channel, we talk about life, we talk about hustles, side hustles, we talk about side businesses, we talk about spiritual stuff, we talk about world news, we just kind of cover everything. And so coming up this week, I will kind of touch on, we're gonna talk about them generational curses and how how you be meeting people and every time you turn around somebody's sick in the family, just in a falling out, or or just leaving this world over and over and over. And generational curses is a real thing. That's just my opinion. I'm one little woman, and I feel that in little Texas, I feel like it's a real thing. But that's just my opinion, and we're gonna touch on that. I do want to touch on that this week, and then a couple of things I came across. Doing Uber this week. School starts back tomorrow. Yay. I'll be back some type of routine with that. We're going to talk about these toxic deadbeat uh, mamas and daddies and deadbeat spouses. I ran into a couple of things, and today's Monday. But I did make a commitment to myself to do Uber for these past 3 days, and I did follow through. And so I ran across a couple of things riders. With riders, you'd be surprised at what some people are going through. But today, we're gonna talk about. I'm gonna give you a few little tips concerning Uber and Lyft. Do have a few notes, so I may kind of redirect to make sure I'm saying it all and not forgetting anything. Um, just give you a little 5 tips, tricks, just to kind of make Uber and Lyft as successful as it possibly can. This is 2025. Everybody needs some kind of passive income. I'm just, cause things be tight, and it's a lot of fleecing going on in the grocery store. A lot of fleecing going on with your bills. You notice how every time you turn around, something going up, or they sending you. I know my phone company. I was like, well, what is this? And okay, I'll take that back. I had got it was a card that I had a long time ago, and I guess you were just in that little 2 year window, and then all of a sudden they started sending me this higher bill, and I was like, well, what is this for? And they were like, oh, you're past your 2 years, and now this would be um the regular statement amount. And I was like, what? But I've seen that with different bills, and the thing is, a lot of times if you ain't paying them off, it's pretty much nothing you can do about it. But you just try to go on and take care of it. But you will see where they'll kind of in your window just kind of slide that in. I know my phone company did, not my phone company, my internet company. When I had got and I'm gonna jump back on with these 5 tips and tricks right quick with Uber. But you got to. I'll threaten them. Well, I ain't gonna say threaten, but I'll just be like, I'm gonna leave. I don't even care if I gotta pay the cancellation fee. And a lot of times when I do that, they'll start kind of trying to negotiate with me and try to work with me because my internet company, they were like, well, your little 6 month promotion is over. And of course, who's keeping up with that? Really and truly, I wasn't keeping up with it. And next thing I know, they said it was over with, and my bill went from like $70 to I think they come drafted by account for like 137, and I was like, what is this for? And so needless to say, I ended up switching the plan, and then we back to the $71. But those are the kind of things that can kind of eat at your pocket, unexpectedly, and that's why you need some kind of side hustle, some kind of extra stream, passive income, or something like that. So, like I said, school will start tomorrow. Again, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. I do want to thank the people that have been viewing my videos. The thing about YouTube, when they see people start interacting with you, YouTube have some different tips and tricks in their analytics to where they will start pushing like with the algorithm, pushing people to your page. But you got to be doing your part, uploading, and it's a couple of other things you have to be doing. But I have had some other viewers that where I haven't been like promoting on Facebook, but just out in the world. I mean, and I have people from just all over the world been looking at my stuff, and I'm like, okay, that's what's up. um But anyway, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for the ones that do not know me. Thank you for the ones that do know me that have been viewing my content. I do appreciate it. We just getting up every day. We just gonna get up every day and just see what the good Lord have and where He gonna take me next with this whole YouTube expedition. That's all I can call it. But right now, I'm just gonna give you my little 5 tips. I was doing Uber. The thing is, yesterday Lyft was just wonderful. Oh, baby, Lyft was good to me yesterday. And the thing is, it's just like it's night and day every day. You don't know which one gonna work. But one of my tips I wanted to share right quick. I'm gonna give you a few tips here. Is a double apping. If you're gonna do the ride share, I highly suggest that you double app. What do I mean by that? Lyft and Uber. And I'll talk sometime about the courier apps. I've have done Roadie. Um, Roadie, but they like paid like 3 4 days later. It was some kind of off. I didn't really like it the way they paid. It may have been 5 days, and I'm like, I want to do it today, and I want to get paid today. It is what it is. I like to do it today, and I want to get my money today. This is right now money. You know what I mean? And it's a good fluffer. It helps with a lot of little stuff. Like you just can't pay no major bills. With for me, with the Uber apps, it depends on how much you're doing it. But if you're doing it really a strictly part time, it's a good filler in for gas, for groceries, for them little bills. All them little bills. People sending me messages, all them little bills, them $30 and $20 little bills, stuff like that. It's wonderful because them little bills that get on your nerves. If you just got a big bill, 200, 300, it's 200, 300. But them little ones, the 25 here, the $30 credit card, the whatever, you know what I'm saying? All that little stuff, that can just kind of add up. That little stuff. And so it's good to kind of knock those things out. But real quick, not gonna keep you long. As they say in church, they ain't gonna keep you long, but then they be keeping you long. Okay. These 5 little tips and tricks I was saying about the double apping. Let me make sure I do that correctly. The double apping, that means where you're signing up for Uber and Lyft. Just want to make sure I'm saying everything. Yeah. And what you do is, this is what I normally do. Um, Lyft takes a minute. I'm gonna tell you, why is this lady over here smoking marijuana? But okay, then we're not gonna talk about it. But okay, I was on this. Okay, y'all know I get random. Let's say random. I was driving the school bus one day, and I looked down. Why were they snorting a line of cocaine? And I just sat there and looked at them. I didn't even turn my head. I wanted him to turn around and look up and see me. And when he looked up, and he looked up, and he looked at me, and he just fell out laughing. I said, "Ooh, the world's in the show enough, just a state of trouble." Him and the girl was doing a line of coke anyway, but she's over here, and I mean, they going. Oh, they going, baby. They rolling and everything. Oh Lord, I'm over here. Okay, I'm out here, and it's called Arcola. And I will take a break sometime. And I took me a little break, and put some went and got me a little something to eat, and I was at Jack in the Box, and so I was just sitting here. I said, "Ooh, let me be diligent," and baby, they are passing the blunts. Okay, let me get my eyes off of these people. Let me get back in my lane, because that's what I say this year, which I did last year, to stay in my lane, do my own thing, and not look over at these people no more, because they obviously do not care. And so anyway, back to the Uber app. The Uber app and the Lyft. Lyft was really good to me yesterday. Wasn't a lot going on with Uber, baby. Lyft clowned, and I could say, like, in 3 hours, um, which might not be a lot to nobody else, but I mean, it adds up for me. I I think I did like 3 hours yesterday with Lyft. Wasn't nothing really going on with Uber. Uber was just barely coming through, and Lyft, I think I was like right at like $47, something like that. Um, I did Uber the day before. Wasn't nothing going on with Lyft, nothing, but everything was going on with Uber, and I did like 56, almost $60, like in 3.5 hours. I don't think that's bad. So with those 2 days, that's what $100. So that's how I look at it. So I normally typically I can't go all day. Some people can do 8 hours. I just can't do that. I do like 3 to 4 hours, and I'm like, I'm done. It's just to each his own. But $45, $50 here a day when I'm doing it. Hey, I can do something with that, and so I don't discount that. So that's one thing. You want a double app? How do you do that? What I personally do, I just turn on both of my apps. That's what I do when I get ready to start. Typically, Lyft is gonna drag. That's just my personal experience. I'm not knocking nobody's else experience. My personal experience, that Lyft drags, but Uber, they be just right there. It pops up. It's gonna pop up fairly quick. So that's something that to help you instead of you just sitting and always waiting for one to do the double apps. Then it's great that if you do. I had done once upon a time. I was doing Uber rideshare and Uber Eats. What I noticed with that, and it was a good filler. And I wasn't even doing Lyft. I didn't even have. I went on. I hadn't even signed up for Lyft. Excuse me, y'all know my allergies and stuff be going back and forth in the air. Uh, that was a good filler because it's like something is always popping. Something is always the ride share. If it ain't the ride share, it's the Uber Eats. The ride share, the Uber. But what I noticed, it's just my own personal experience. What Uber would do, they would give me more Uber Eat orders than rideshare orders. And and then it was that I'm on the third floor, I'm on the fourth floor, I got to park, I got to go in a maze of an apartment. I mean, it's like a rat maze, and by the time you get up there, then you gotta go climb out the maze, and then all the hallways look the same, and then you forget where you're going, and you can't find your way out. But I just noticed when I do both Uber Eats and Uber rideshare, they tend to lean more towards the Uber Eats. That's just my personal opinion. And I was just like, when am I going to get another ride share? Because I'm tired of going up and down these people's stairs. So anyway, I just you can do that. I just have decided I've been and opted out of Uber Eats. I haven't did Uber Eats in a long time. I just got tired of that. They'll set me up for the okie doke. I'm doing a few ride shares, and then all of a sudden they start giving me a $2.99 or $3.26 food order. They didn't went from an $8 ride to now everything is $3.20 and whatever and $2.99. And so that's just my personal opinion with that. So I don't particularly care. That's just me. I don't particularly care to do the Uber Eats with the Uber ride share. If I'm gonna do ride shares, I'm gonna do both of them. I do the ride share and then the Lyft ride share. That's what I do, and I leave both of them on. And then as soon as um a request come in and you accept it, make sure you log off the other app. You just click, we so used to using it. We can maneuver very, very fast through our phones. So I just hurry up. I pull up the, like, if a Uber ride come in that I want, I immediately go to Lyft. I accept the order from Uber, and then I immediately go to Lyft and I click out of it, because that dings towards you too. If you're showing that you're on there and you're not accepting rides and you keep canceling, that will kind of ding. And by talking about that, I'm gonna segue into let me talk about that too. um we'll say that's number two. The less you cancel, the higher the rate. That's just, all these things are my own personal experience. But I have because one of my coworkers, he drives the school bus too, and he's a Jamaican. He's real funny. He's real funny. But he kept asking me what was my percentage, and I was like, well, I hadn't even really been looking at my analytics. You know what I mean? I just be like trying to get to the bottom line, how much money I made and what I make today, and that's what I be looking at. And so we were on because we do field trips too. I'll be talking about the school bus life because that's gonna be coming, because we go back. Like I said, we go back tomorrow. Um, and he kept asking me, just nosy. He kept saying, "What's your percentage? What's your percentage?" And I was like, I hadn't even looking at my percentage. And so then I said, so hell, he just kept asking me so much. I was like, well, let me pull it up. Well, then he got his feelings hurt, because then I pulled up my percentage. My percentage was like, I think like 89. It was like 89 or 90, like maybe a 90 percentage, 89 or 90. His percentage was like 20%. And I was like, no, he was in the teens. He was like 15 to 16. And I was like, dang. But what he said he does, he sits and he waits. He said if it's not a $7 order, he just keep declining. And he does it from 5 in the morning to 5 p.m. on the weekend. I was like, and I said, but you rather just go and take your chances go on and get the little $4 or $5 order, because a lot of I can't say all the time they tip, because I ain't gonna tell no lie. I don't know, these people, everything's so tight, babe. People not tipping like they used to. They just they not tipping, but it seemed like the ones that do tip be the ones, be the low ball, be the lower rides, like a 350 or 450. Those people tend to tip more than somebody that had a $9 or a $10 ride or something like that, or even a you'd be surprised. I've done a few for the airport. I don't particularly care to go out to George Bush, because Lord, it's on the other side of town to me. But sometimes you'll get those, they be $35, $36. They ain't tipping nothing, because they be like, I didn't give you $35, $36. And the thing you hate to go, I call it a dead ride, when you go out there and you can't bring nobody back. I always like when I can bring something back, but I particularly don't care for the airport. But anyway, yeah, make sure you pay attention to your cancellation. Somebody send me a message. To your cancellation, god dog it, to your cancellation rate, because what I've noticed, the less I cancel, the higher my rates have been. And so what I try to do, make it a point that if like if you think you getting, like, you got to go to the restroom, you want to get you something to eat or something like that, go ahead and select, this your number 3, go ahead and select last ride. Just go ahead and start doing it, because it will hurt your percentage rate. Just say it's gonna hurt your money rate. It just, this breakdown going, it's gonna hurt your money. Eventually it will hurt your money. So when you know you're gonna have to take a break, you're getting close to wanting to stop or whatever, just go ahead. When they got a button on there, with Lyft and Uber, a lot of times with Uber, yeah, you just pull it up, and then you can, well, I know with Lyft you can pull it up and you say last ride, and then Uber, their button is a little different, but it's still on the same screen. And you can say also last ride, but it looks a little different. It might be you got to pull it up and then click it. Lyft just I have like one of those asterisks, or I mean those 3 little lines, or the little dots. Some you click on it and you just say last ride, and that way that doesn't go against your percentage. Some people don't care about their percentage, but it's your money. And that means you ain't gonna have to go. You ain't gonna have to go from no 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. to make a decent amount of money. You know what I'm saying? Then the fourth one is, yeah, I talked to y'all about that. Let me see, Uber Eats, and oh, and this other one. Let's talk about that. I had that today, which you will see that's it. Kind of tickles you sometimes. You'll go to pick, like I went to go pick up this young man. His name was Adam. And when I pulled up to him, I saw he had this kind of long rectangular box in his arm. I didn't think nothing about it. I thought he was getting in. And he said, "Ma'am," it was real cute. He says, "I'm gonna need you to deliver this package." And so I got tickled. And I was like, "Oh!" And so he had a piece of paper in there. So what he was doing, he had bought some parts for a friend of his that needed the parts. And then when I go out there, I thought they were gonna be at an auto mechanic shop, and the guy, he has like a construction company, and they were out there fixing on some house out on the out. This was Sugarland, and I just came on around with Arcola. This is all the outskirts of Houston, and so he came up to the car. I always get that, always tickles me, and that's a real quiet ride because they can't talk back. Now what I've done with that, I've done like today was car parts. I've done car parts before. I've picked up not knowing, but I've picked up parts from O'Reilly, and delivered to mechanic shops. So if you got a mechanic that can't leave, he kind of stuck, he like, ooh, I don't really want to, somebody send me a message, I don't want to stop what I'm doing, they'll call it in. So sometimes don't be surprised when that happens, because that can happen. I've done that. I've done where lady had took the keys. Oh, everybody named mama sending me some. A lady had took the keys to her house to work, and her mother couldn't lock the door. Yeah, that's what it was. She didn't take it off of her key ring, and she worked like 30 minutes from her house, and so she just, I don't know, she didn't lock. She just closed the door, and thinking like her mama was gonna be there all day, but her mom wanted to go somewhere. But she was, you know, how you had like them boat locks, so it was something like that, and she could not lock the door. And so she called a Uber, and I went to her job and got the key. She just had like a little package, and it was cute. I was like, "What is this?" She bought this little like a little bag at. What did she work at? I think she worked at CVS or something like that. And she had went and got one of those little bags. It was cute. She even gave me some little candy, had it in the bag. And it was cute. And she said, I got a little present for you. I said, what is this? And she said, girl, my mom can't leave the house because I got the keys. I said, wow, wow, okay. But it was really cute. I think that ride was maybe about $8.50, but she paid me like $15. She gave me a nice little tip and everything. And she said, oh, I so appreciate, because her mom was kind of, you know, a little feeble and stuff. And so I had to get it, you know, technically, well, you know, I ain't doing Uber Eats, but I just went on and took the little package to the little lady door and stuff like that to help her out. But anyway, those are some of the surprises that you get, and those are cool because they can't talk and they ain't saying nothing to you, and you ain't got to be afraid of nothing else with them in your car. So don't be surprised. Sometime Uber will slide that in on you. I have not done one with Lyft like that, but I have done it, or Uber don't know, and then when you get there, it might be a box, and they be like, "Oh, this is for my daughter, this is for my son," and they just pay like whatever the distance is, and then you just deliver the package. You know, they can track you. That's the thing for people that haven't done it. They can track, you know, your route and where you're going to make sure you're taking that package, like those parts and stuff. Because soon as I pulled up, this man came around from the back, and I saw he was on his phone, and so the guy he was following me with his app, because like soon as I pulled up, and then the guy came from around the side. So anyway, those are my tips. Hope those can help you. You know, it's 2025. Everybody need a stream. If it ain't Uber, it ain't Lyft, find you some kind of stream. We will be talking about loan signings to inspection companies. We're gonna be talking some more about that. But definitely, for as just life, I want to talk to you about those generational curses, and what did I say? It was generational curses and something else. But anyway, we oh yeah, them deadbeat daddies and deadbeat mamas and these toxic parents, because I need to just have Lulu's Chronicles at this point in my car, because this, and I've had people tell me this is just a ministry for me, and I really believe it. We'll talk about a lady the other day was crying. Bless her heart. She was crying, and she's in a toxic, emotional, abusive relationship, and we will talk about that at another time, another day. But anyway, this is Lulu, Queen of Hustles. Please subscribe, like, share, and comment. I thank you for the people that do not know me that have been watching me. I thank you so much. I can see where my analytics are starting to grow, and I appreciate that. I really do. And I just hope everybody have a great day, a great week, and I thank you. Until the next time. Hello!